Multiple sclerosis is a devastating neurological disease that has crippled the lives of far too many people. Two leading Melbourne researchers are dedicating their lives to help those suffering from MS.
So my name is Helmut Butzkuven. I'm a neurologist by trade.
So my name's Dr. Stephen Petratos. I'm a researcher that does specific research in multiple sclerosis.
I do a variety of different things actually. So I'm head or joint head of two MS services. I'm a researcher at the University of Melbourne. I'm appointed as a professor of medicine here. And the focus of that is genetics research in MS, vitamin D research in MS, and also databasing.
We're trying to achieve stem cell-based therapeutic outcomes to limit MS disease progression, because if you can achieve that, then the patient's quality of life changes dramatically.
MS Research Australia has joined MS organisations from around the world to help speed up the development of treatment for progressive MS.
The International Progressive MS Alliance is a new strategic initiative by all the MS foundations around the world. The MS Alliance is trying to understand not only how the disease progresses, but also how we can target the disease by understanding its causes.
I think one of the most interesting things I'm involved with is actually funded by MS Research Australia, which is of course has close links to the Trish MS Foundation. What it is a world first vitamin D study. And the idea is to really work out once and for all whether taking vitamin D will prevent new inflammation and the development of new MS lesions. So when we have this trial completed, we'll get the answer to that. Let's picture a woman, age 20, living in Tasmania. Okay, lived all her life in Hobart, or for that matter in Melbourne. Let's picture the same woman living all her life in North Queensland, in Townsville or Cairns or somewhere, right? The difference in the risk of MS between those two people who are the same, they're both women, they're both 20, they're both Caucasian, is sevenfold. So that you're 7 times more likely to get MS in Hobart or in Melbourne than you are up there in North Queensland.
The Trish Foundation and MS Research Australia aligned with the National Health and Medical Research Council to launch the Betty Cuthbert Fellowship Award. In 2005, this was first awarded to Professor Helmut Butzkuven.
I mean, it was really inspirational to meet Betty Cuthbert, who the fellowship is named after, because people probably know that she has multiple sclerosis, and you know, she was a champion athlete for Australia, multiple Olympic gold medalist, but you know, she kind of personifies what you work towards preventing.
MS is something Roy and Carol know all too well. In 2002, they lost their daughter to this horrible disease, and before Trish passed, they promised her one thing: that they would help save others from the terrible suffering she endured.
I knew of Trish's case through her mother, through Carol Langsford, and it confronted me significantly that we as researchers and others as clinicians are working specifically to help these individuals. They are strong patient advocates, they are leaders in their own way, and they're able to get their message across very effectively to us that we need to give them hope, but we need something quickly.
When you train as a neurologist and you look after people with MS, it's hard to describe, but the relationship that you develop with people who suffer from that disease is actually quite intense, because you get to know them for a long time, and they are often same age as you. You know, they're not 60 or 70 years old when you're 30 or 40. They're the same age, they have the same issues. All of a sudden, they get a disease like that which throws all the cards up in the air. This is totally quite devastating, and that journey is hard and complicated, but it's a privilege in a way to be part of that.
The Trish Foundation and MS Research Australia grants are classified as Category 1 funding and fund only the best quality MS research applications.
On behalf of myself and my laboratory, I want to thank each and every one of you for your generosity in giving to this amazing cause to help find a cure, like Carol and Roy, for multiple sclerosis. I'm committed, and so are they.
Finally, I want to talk to all of you personally. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for the support that you have provided, that you are providing for multiple sclerosis research. What you are investing in now is the future of MS research to find a cure for this disease. Sometimes it may not seem like much, but your donations altogether, combined with other donations in MS research, will support people, will support the right people to take this mission further. So thank you so much for being here tonight, and thank you so much for being generous.